everybody. I've got big news. Big, huge. On Wednesday next week, I will be revealing the cover of The Savior Sister. Mark your calendars, cause shit's gonna get real. Not only will I be revealing the cover, I will be hosting a cover reveal giveaway. One lucky winner will walk away with a signed hardback of the first book in the Savior series, The Savior's Champion, as well as some TSS swag and a motherfucking Kindle. Bam! Ebooks all day, every day. So whether you like physical books with pretty pages or ebooks on the go, doesn't matter, you're gonna get both. There are only 3 steps to entering the giveaway. It's super easy. Step number 1, subscribe to my channel. While you're at it, you might as well ring that bell. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's super easy and it's going to open you up to a wealth of knowledge. Step number 2, share the cover of The Savior Sister. I will be providing a link to the cover in the description of next week's video. Download that sucker and share it. You can post it in your blog, you can make a reaction video on your YouTube channel, you can share it on social media, Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, just share it. Post that cover somewhere on the internet and share it like you don't know how to wash your hands. And lastly, step number 3, submit your entry. I will have a link to the submission form in the description of next week's video. It's super easy to fill out, but you have to do it in order to be entered into the running. One awesome person is walking away with a signed hardback of TSC, some awesome TSS swag, as well as their very own Kindle, but you gotta subscribe to my channel, you have to share the cover, and of course you have to enter the giveaway. Do it, you'll be glad you did it, you'll get tons of prizes, it's amazing! On to today's topic, I'm talking about imagination, specifically how to improve your creativity in order to generate better ideas throughout the creative writing process. Typically when people ask how to get book ideas, you hear the same answers, like read more or watch TV. However, the number 1 tool for being a creator is to have a truly creative mind. A lot of aspiring writers tell me they want to write a book, but they do not consider themselves creative. Even when they read more or look for inspiration, they just end up regurgitating stuff that's already out there. Or their brain feels like it's constipated and unwilling to cook up anything new or unique. Fortunately, there are ways to boost your creativity and strengthen it over time, and I am breaking down those steps right now. Most of these points are generalizations based on research I've done regarding the science behind creativity. Other points are based on my own personal experience. Either way, we're cooking up a more creative mind for you in 3, 2, 1, go. Number 1, make it fun. This is probably the most important facet to creativity. It's supposed to be fun. This is why children are wildly creative. Imagination is all about play. Somewhere down the line, you forgot that, either because of your parents or school or society as a whole sucked the joy out of you. It's time to get that shit back. When you take the time to exercise your creativity, for example, coming up with ideas for a book, remember that this is a choice you made because you enjoy it and treat it appropriately. You are inventing characters using nothing but your imagination. That is the definition of playtime. Embrace it. If being creative isn't fun for you, that is the number 1 sign you're doing it wrong. Number 2, relax. I'm not saying you need to meditate, but for God's sake, stop putting so much pressure on yourself. You're writing a book, not defusing a bomb. The worst thing that can happen is that your writing sucks, in which case you can delete it and try again. Basically, the downside is minimal and you're stressing yourself over nothing. Not only is this intense stress completely unnecessary, it's also going to prevent the writing process from being fun, which, as we already covered, is kind of important. On top of that, it's going to stifle your creativity. A lot of us get our best ideas when we're relaxed, say for example, when we're about to fall asleep, or when we're in the shower. Easing that pressure valve will do your imagination a world of good. Number 3, be honest. One of the main sources of pressure that writers feel is to write what sells, write what's appropriate, or write what looks good. The thing is, what sells changes drastically from year to year. Appropriateness is subjective, and if we were choosing a career based on what looks good, we already fucked up by choosing the author route. So since we're being honest, it's time for you to be real with yourself about the kind of story you truly want to write. What stories are you passionate about? What kind of books do you reach for? A lot of people are embarrassed to embrace the content they love, but when they do, it completely untethers their creativity. This is largely because of point 1. It's a lot more fun to write the kind of stories you're deeply passionate about. And again, the more fun you're having, the more room your creativity has to grow. Number 4, no judgments. Another reason children are so much more creative than adults is because they don't embarrass easily. They haven't yet experienced the shame that comes with being adult, which means they feel free to make mistakes. That's a mindset you'll need to relearn if you want to be a much more creative writer. Give yourself the freedom to come up with any and all ideas, no matter how ridiculous or self-indulgent. Remember, just because you come up with an idea doesn't mean you have to write it or publish it. But giving yourself the freedom to produce really stupid shit means abandoning all limitations on your imagination and creativity. In return, you'll produce way more ideas at a rapid pace, which means way more content to work with. And sure, a lot of it will be crap, but some of it will be spectacular and fun. What would you rather have? 100 ideas that are a mix of terrible and amazing, or 5 ideas that are completely generic? Let yourself be an idiot, and I promise you'll find some genius in it. Number 5, prune your circle. Some people prefer generating ideas by themselves. It's a deeply personal process for them. Others like generating ideas within a social circle. If you're the former, fuck everyone else and generate ideas by yourself. I support you. But if you're the latter and someone is consistently negative toward all of your ideas in their infancy, this is not the person to share your creativity with. Do not get this confused with beta readers or critique partners who give criticism. Once we reach this stage, we are looking for feedback, and that criticism is vital to our growth. However, the idea phase is where we want our creativity to flourish, and it's going to be a lot easier for that to happen if the people we surround ourselves with are positive and encouraging. Please remember, ideas exist to be molded or discarded. They don't need to be perfect the moment they pop out of your brain. Number 6. Move. If you're struggling to think up ideas, get off your ass and go for a walk. Movement is a great creativity tool because it helps to promote play and decrease depression. And contrary to popular belief, depression is a total creativity killer. Again, let's reference getting ideas in the shower. Maybe this happens not only because you're relaxed, but also because you're moving. Get your muscles going and your brain might start chugging along with them. Number 7, empathize. Empathy is not only a valuable character trait, it's also an imperative creative writing tool. Your ability to put yourself in other people's shoes expands your mind and broadens your perspective, thus improving your writing. It's a lot easier to create a wide variety of characters with vastly diverse backgrounds when you have the ability to empathize with other people. Work on being less of an asshole, and I promise not only will you have more friends, but your writing will also improve. Number 8, thought dump. I've talked about thought dumping in the past. It's a vital part of my creative process, and it should be a part of your process as well. Thought dumping is when you take your thoughts about a particular idea or story and you dump them onto a page. Some people thought dump on notebooks or Google Docs. I personally thought dump using Word docs or the Notes app on my phone. The reason I emphasize thought dumping is because a lot of people trip themselves up during the writing process by trying to organize all of their thoughts from the start. That's what the outline is for, and you're not quite there yet. Instead of outlining all of your half-assed concepts right from the get-go, just focus on getting all of those ideas out of your brain and onto the page. Dump them out for now and leave the organization for later. Number 9, problem solve. Highly creative people are often very good at problem solving. They see an issue in their thought dump, and rather than whine and mope, they fiddle with it until it's fixed. Think of these issues as puzzles. Puzzles can be frustrating if you take them too seriously, but they're not supposed to be serious. They're supposed to be fun. We're having fun, bitches! Don't forget that! If you want to improve your problem-solving skills, do more puzzles. You can get jigsaw puzzles, you can get puzzle apps on your phone, you can do brain teasers. The options are endless. And number 10, make the time. One of the reasons that adults are so lacking in creativity is that they don't have the time for it. Think of your creativity as a muscle. If you don't work it, it's gonna get weak and piddly as hell. Allow yourself the freedom to do something creative or exercise your creativity at least once a week. I like to cook up story ideas before I go to bed at night. That's when I'm relaxed, I can thought dump on my phone, plus it helps me fall asleep. At the end of the day, you're not going to improve your creativity unless you actively work toward improving your creativity. Make time for unleashing your creative juices, and above all else, have fun. So that's all I got for you today. Friendly reminder, I am revealing the cover of The Savior Sister next week alongside a cover reveal giveaway. One lucky winner is going to receive a brand new Kindle alongside a signed hardback of The Savior's Champion and some TSS swag. All you gotta do is subscribe to my channel, share the cover, and enter the giveaway. The form will be listed down below the cover reveal posted next week. Get on it, it's gonna be fun. I'm super excited, I'm crazy excited. You should be excited. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo! Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Wednesdays, and if you want to be alerted as soon as I upload, ring that bell. The Savior's Champion is available in ebook, paperback, hardback, signed hardback, as well as audiobook. If you are new to audiobooks, you can listen to TSC on Audible for free. I have all the links listed below. And be sure to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and of course, you can tweet me at Jenna Moreci. Bye!
This is Wimbledon. If you haven't subscribed to Jenna's channel, then by all means, go for it. The people will love you for it. Go on, press the button, ding that bell. See you soon.